Hey there, how's it going, YouTube? I am so excited to see you. We had such an amazing call last night. Oh my gosh, we had a great Monday call because we are a community that helps each other grow. We are a do it done for you company, but do with you business. Does that make sense? Done with you, but done for you. So, how cool is that? I am going to hit live over here so that my mic is on. I think that we're good to go. It's kind of exciting having all these mics on and screen share. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and go live on this one too. And there we go. Hey there. Hi there, everybody. I am coming to you daily with my commitment since I started running my own digital marketing business. Three things that are required of me are to work 2 hours a day on my income activity producing hours to run my business and to uh, be a CEO, have a CEO mindset, and to be coachable. So I am just showing you proof that it can be done. I'm a realtor by trade, and I love, love, love the real estate business. It's exciting. There's a lot of changes going on right now, a lot of correction in the market. Markets are shifting a little bit depending on what city you're in. I encourage you to get with your local realtor if you're interested in knowing what the market's doing. I know I'm on top of it as far as Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas goes. I can look up pretty much any county over here and tell you what's up. Hey there, TikTok. My name's Ashley. I'm a realtor and recently engaged and just now getting to the point to looking at my 10-year future and realizing, holy cow, I am not prepared for retirement. And what does that look like? So with intentionality in the last 5 or 6 years, I've had this overwhelming fear. Like I've been so disappointed in where it is that I am and not really myself, just discouraged because I've worked so hard and I'm a Gen Xer. I'm 44. I've worked really, really hard. I've done all the things that I was supposed to do, but yet my bank account doesn't really reveal that I've worked that hard, or my ideas and my thought processes of being able to walk away here in about 10 to 15 years isn't even close to where it needs to be, right? And this isn't all about just income and making money, but it's about spending the rest of my life on earth and enjoying life. I feel like for the last 20 years, I have lived a very frugal lifestyle. I feel like I've been very conservative with my spending. I feel like I haven't taken all the opportunities that I have given this one life on planet Earth because my bank account couldn't reflect the opportunity in front of me, right? I remember saying no to a catamaran trip that was basically like a 7 day trip on a catamaran with a whole bunch of other people. And we would have our own chef and some friends that we would all just take off and go, but I couldn't go because they needed like $1,600 out of me. And I remember only having like $4,000 in my bank account at the time and thinking, gosh, if I take this trip, I'm going to, be out of the office. I'm not going to be working on my real estate business. I'm going to drop $1,500 on a 7 day trip that's going to change my life, I'm sure. But at the same time, I didn't do the trip. I didn't do the trip. I didn't get the experience. I didn't get the memory because I was too afraid to see what my bank account would do after I did that, right? So this week I am speaking a lot on focus and being intentional about what it is that you're doing. A lot of people go, "Oh my gosh, I do not have time." Right? Are you a real estate professional? Are you always feeling like you're on call? I know I do. I know the minute that I get a text message from a client or someone in my sphere of influence raises their hand, I want to give them, immediate eyes and ears on what it is that they're talking about because I want them to know that absolutely I would love to represent you, or absolutely let me have an opportunity to do some research for you so that I can get you the appropriate numbers so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. And that's the way that real estate is. Real estate is a very it's a connection business. It's a very it's a two-way street. It's not just a transactional deal. There's a lot of communication that happens. And so I'm being asked lately, Ashley, how are you doing this? How are you able to have this digital marketing business that you just started just 4 months ago and be successful. And the thing is this, there's three things that you need to have a digital marketing business to get successful. And those three things are: be consistent, have a CEO mindset because this is your business. Like, you own a business, treat it like a job, and be willing to spend 2 hours a day on your content, right? So, the content, in my opinion, has been the trickiest thing because I feel like I'm repeating myself day after day after day. But in fact, that's true. I am repeating myself because I am going to the World Wide Web. So I cannot assume that when people see me talking for the first time on the TikTok channel or on the YouTube channel, that they have ever seen me before. Why? Because YouTube channel has 2.49 billion subscribers monthly. TikTok channel has 1.1 billion subscribers monthly. So if you think about that number and you look at it from an aerial perspective, why would I assume that my face and my message gets pushed out to a billion people? And oh, if it does, am I actually lucky enough to be in front of that person two times? Two times in 1 week? Maybe because they like my content, maybe because they could resonate with me because they see that I'm 44, that I'm a realtor, that I've been on my own for 17 years working in a very high commission business where I've only had myself to depend on. Maybe I'm resonating and connecting with people who are like me. That would be called my perfect audience. So that is something that I am doing. I'm purposely and with intentionality going out and looking for people just like me. 5 years ago, who was I 5 years ago? 5 years ago, I was overwhelmed. I was struggling. I was very disappointed because the number in my bank account didn't reflect where I thought I would be at this time in my life. I'd been working my butt off. I felt like I had worked 60 to 80-hour weeks for years and years and years. And at the end of the day, when I looked at my bank account or I looked at my assets, I didn't feel that I had done enough, or I didn't feel like what I had already put out there and done was enough, was what it was that I deserved, right? And so, over the years, we've got these people who are in the internet.com, and you guys, there's a pattern interruption happening right now amongst us. Have you noticed that AI is taking over some people's jobs? I've been in real estate for a long time. Recently, I was working with a buyer who thought his job was always going to be there, only to have happened while we were searching for property that he got let go. Their whole world changed because he was counting on this employer to keep him staffed so that they could purchase a home. And then their company, without him knowing, hired an AI company that eliminated 12 people's jobs in one of his departments. And that was his role. So unfortunately, he never thought that this company was going to let him go. These stories are happening all over the globe. And AI is not a bad thing. Hear me straight, because I do want to show you how AI can be beneficial for a digital marketer or for a realtor or for a business owner. AI is a partner in which you can actually talk to as if it's a person, as if it's a human being. Now, AI doesn't have feelings. AI doesn't have human feelings or human touch, but AI has data that we as consumers, as people who have these little iPhones and Androids, when we go to type something in, that is our brain putting in, hey, what does Greece look like? Like, what's the government in Greece? What's the population in Greece? Like, I just watched a movie 2 days ago about Greece, and I'm like, oh yeah, that used to be on my bucket list, right? And I was shown on the movie of these beautiful landscape and sea and blue, how it's got the royal blue and the white roofs. And so I was like, oh yeah, that's somewhere I want to go. What's the deal with Greece again? So I put it into my Google and it gave me all this information, right? So that's the thing. That's how AI got started. And that's what AI is it's over time, all of these searches and all of this data that you and me as humans have put into the system have allowed AI to capture all this information. So now it automatically knows when you hit, what's the deal with Greece? It pops up all of this content because it's already been asked before. So, hey there, I'm Ashley. I'm a realtor, recently a broker, 17 years in the business, and I looked up about 5 years ago, and just recently, actually. And I'm disappointed. I'm overwhelmed that my bank account doesn't reflect a little further along the working train that it does. I have goals to walk away from production in 15 years and less than 15 years. And as it stands right now, I am severely behind. And I'm also aware at this point, because we're in the information age, right? I seriously doubt just a generation ago that people in their 40s were thinking about their retirement because they didn't really have to think about that. But here's where we are now. Where we are now is we have information coming at us all the time, information overload, right? And so if you're not aware, or if these things aren't popping into your world as in forward thinking and forward planning, then I would say maybe become a little involved in what that looks like, because the world in which I see it, it looks to me that people are just spending their money like crazy, and they're not thinking about the future. They're not thinking about putting money into assets or generational wealth. And I know it's really difficult to do that right now because we have such high inflation, and it's been this way for almost 48 months. And it's a little overwhelming, right? I mean, I'm seeing people that are going and getting refinanced just to get a home equity line of credit just to pay off these high 24% credit card interest rates, right? And it's breaking my heart because that's their hard-earned equity in their home. And that equity in your home is massive. We've seen 19% in equity happening year over year over year for the last 3 years. I mean, this year it's going to pull back a little bit and probably hit 10%. But this time next year, I'm still showing that housing prices are going to be 6% higher than they are today. So there's equity in a home, there's equity in assets, and that's a beautiful thing. But one of the things that I want to talk to you about today is I want to talk to you about focus. And I want to talk to you about being a digital marketer and having another career, because I get it. I can't just quit my job and do straight digital marketing. It would be nice if I could do that, but I cannot, because I am building a brand. I am building a business. And what it is that I did is I bought a business. I bought a business in a box. It's like a master's degree in a box for $900. And then my $29 pre-built, that's done for me, website that I simply do with a community, hook it up, and I get 100% of the sales price, right? Like, so if I'm selling a $900 product, if you were to like what it is that I have to say, and if you like what it is that I'm the audience that I'm connecting with, then you would buy that product for me and I would get $900. And so think about how little that is. If I just sold 10 $900 products, that's $10,000. That's $1,000, right? It's $1,000. So how cool is that, knowing that all I have to do is spend 2 hours a day of my business and be willing to be coachable. So I want to talk to you this week about focus. So, earn income in just 2 hours a day with an online sales process. Realtors, are you tired of sacrificing family time to make a living? Discover how you can earn income in 2 hours a day. The struggle is real. I am so tired of jumping every time I get a phone call, an internet lead, a sign call from a listing, and it's someone who A, doesn't know me, B, who doesn't respect my time, C, thinks that I'm just supposed to get in the car and hop and go and show them a property when I haven't even verified A, if they're willing, ready, and able to buy, B, if they've even been pre-approved or have cash, or C, do you have to have a house? Do you have a house to sell in order for you to purchase, right? So I know it's hard to juggle work and family time when you're a realtor. You're always on the go, constantly meeting clients and spending long hours on the job. But what if I told you there's a way to earn a substantial income in just 2 hours a day? Let me introduce the online sales process and allow you to work efficiently and effectively. So here's the thing. I have this beautiful done for me business that already comes with a fully loaded, pre-built website. Now, all I have to do is get access to this product. So because I was already looking at what it was that I was going to do, I knew that I wanted to be in the digital marketing space. Why? Because it's evergreen. The digital marketing space is evergreen. And once you have information out there, it can work forever. That was something that was told to me many, many years ago, and it just clicked. It made sense. But what was going on many, many years ago is we were still trying to figure out how to streamline and simplify the process so that the average person like you and me could understand how to take this to market on an online platform without having to have the struggles of coding and understanding all the technological stuff. So just recently in the year 2023, I found a person that put it together for us. I call it a business in a box. This is a done for you business, and it's also done with you. So what happens is we've done for you the business. It's right here in these modules, and every video is like 4 to 6 minutes. So every video accomplishes a major task in putting together your digital business. So there's three components here, right? When you buy a digital business, there's your pre-built website, which we offer you. And I know no one in the industry is doing what it is that we're doing. I'm sure it'll happen sooner or later because usually when people show up with a brilliant idea, it's later copied and it's later put back out there in some form or fashion. So what we did was we boxed it up and we put it in this nice box. And then they also have this beautiful software called Kajabi, where Kajabi is like a teachable platform. It allows you to plug in your presentations and your modules and your systems within the Kajabi platform. And then you have a link that has a username and password, which allows all of the community to get in and answer the and have their questions answered, have their any kind of troubleshooting, any kind of ideas. So within our Kajabi, we have faceless marketing, which is for those people who simply cannot show their face on YouTube or on TikTok or on social media. And what if you're just an introvert? What if you're an introvert and getting on front of a camera scares the living daylight out of you? No, of people that are making massive numbers being faceless, having really good content ideas because they're able to capture these people at the heart, right? They're able to visualize how they have felt their entire lives of missing out on memories with their family, missing out on their kiddos' practices and football scrimmages and ballet recitals, dance recitals. They're missing out. So they have a lot of emotion that they can convey in an image. And then on top of that image, you can put what it is that you were feeling when you missed out on that, right? Your perfect customer, when you're talking to someone on the online space, you just simply think about who it is that you are. Who are you? And you just go back 5 years and you think, if I would have had this opportunity 5 years ago to have an online income working for me behind the scenes while I'm showing up and doing my work and doing all the things, like where would I be right now? Would I have had an option to look at my career numbers over the year versus my online income over 3 or 4 months and be able to go, whoa, I could come home. I could eliminate my job, my drive, my traffic, my tolls, my, time spent every morning in the bathroom getting ready for work, getting the kids to school, somebody having to do ride share because my kids can't be picked up by me because I got to work till 5. Like, what about all the things that you want to be a part of in your family? Now you have an option because you took a chance on who it is that you were and realized, you know what? This blonde girl on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube is a realtor. No, she's a broker. I'm an Oklahoma realtor, a broker in Texas. I'm a property manager in Texas. And I am flipping a house right now in East Texas, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I got a lot of irons in the fire. But when you're in real estate, you have to. You have to, because you cannot control supply and demand. You cannot control inflation, which in turn affects interest rates. You cannot control consumer spending. I cannot control the next meeting at the when the Feds meet to either, relax the interest rate a little bit. For my knowledge and my high IQ level calls that we're hearing, I don't see an interest rate coming down between here and the end of the year. This is an election year. I don't know what's happening. I know there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, right? Would you agree with that? I mean, the last 3 or 4 days, in fact, the last week, there's been just several things that have happened that are big major things, but it's like, okay, here we go. This is an election year. I'm not sure what's happening, but there's uncertainty in the marketplace. There's uncertainty with you, I'm sure, too. How many of you have seen this before and are wanting to take a chance on yourself? Do not let the economy or what's going on with the election and all of these other things hold you from changing your life. $900 is the Legacy Builder program, and it gives you options to be included in this Legacy Builder program Kajabi teaching format, right? Now, we have other options too, but I'm just trying to help you out and understand that at the end of the day, when you come in at whatever program you purchase, because one size doesn't fit all, right? We have a 100, which is great. If you just want to dip your toe in the water and see what this is, I can promise you're going to make a mad dash to get to the $900 level because you're going to see the value in it. We have a $300 level and a $600 level. So once you get in, you just have to upgrade in 30 days, and that way you can have access to all of what it is that I'm talking about. But like I said, you're gonna come in. So you come in at the $900, and we have P plans, and we can make that work for you if you need to do some sort of layaway, right? So let me tell you about the conversation that we had last night at 7 p.m. because we are a done for you, done with you business model. And we have a business in a box that basically teaches you how to start an online digital company. But because we all want to know how to have income coming in from a digital company, we're all selling the same thing. This is not a multi-level marketing business. This is not a percentage business. This is not a make someone else more money business. This is, I am taking this, I bought it for me because I wanted enough to know how to have a digital business because I'm a realtor and I've already seen for the last 16 years the internet.com encroaching upon my territory, stealing my business. If you're a realtor, you know what I'm talking about. It's stealing. It's stealing. They've been stealing businesses from us realtors for the last 10 years, and it's exhausting. And we all know that eventually it's probably going to take our industry over. I don't think it's happening overnight. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but I think the next step after this will be putting on the AI goggles and walking property from an office instead of scheduling a showing with your seller. That's where I predict the market to go. And unfortunately, that's prediction I think is going to happen in the next 10 to 15 years. And that's my career. That's what I signed up to do. So if I already know that AI is planning on taking my human spot away in my career, then I better be proactive and be thinking of another way for Ashley Westbrook to be able to make money. Because I'll tell you this, I'm not going back to school to get a master's degree. Okay. Not doing it. It doesn't make sense. Now, if I had a skill that I was passionate about, such as nursing, or if I wanted to be an x-ray technician and I needed to go to school to be an anesthesiologist, some sort of skill that I definitely needed a an institutional education, of course I would go, but that's not in the cards for me. I don't see the benefit of me going back to school to learn a trade and then it yield what it is that digital marketing could make me in just 3 months. You guys, we're seeing 6 and 7 figure earners happen in the digital marketing community in 90 days, in less than 90 days. Now, that's probably someone who may already have a following. Great. They may have already been dipping their toe in this water and been actively seeking it because they saw the value in what this is, right? I have had my toe dipped in this water for years and years and years. And one time in 2020, 21, I just almost gave up. I almost gave up, and I'm so glad that I did it because now I have this opportunity where it revealed itself to me. Have you ever heard the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears? That's me. That happened to me. I was seeking and seeking and seeking, and I had been burned. I had spent $10,000 total back in 2019, back in 2021. And then I met with my certified financial planner in 2022 and realized, oh my God, I'm alone. I'm alone. No one's coming to save me. No one's coming to take care of me. He's not going to show up. So my certified financial planner and I sat down and we figured out what it was going to take for Ashley Westbrook to bust her butt for the next 10 years so that she could know without a doubt she is secure in her income. She has income in her high yielding savings account with the stock market that's going to allow her to retire comfortably and live comfortably when she is ready to retire. Right? Like that's the conversation that I had. I was scared out of my mind. And so I walked away defeated. I walked away anxious. I walked away sort of just like sad. And then one day I'm scrolling on TikTok and I see this woman and she finally figured it out. Someone finally realized what it was that we've all been searching for. I want to make an online income. How do I do it? Well, now we have these beautiful things called done for you products, right? This done for you, this MRR business, this I'm sorry, it's a resale rights business, right? It's no different than you. My phone is right here, so I can't pick that up. It's no different than me going to the Stanley store and picking up a Stanley Yeti, right? At Dick's Sporting Goods. You see what I'm saying? They sell Stanley cups at Dick's Sporting Goods. Did Dick's Sporting Goods make Stanley? No. No. Did Dick's Sporting Goods, are they going to be rewarded for selling Stanley? Yeah. Yeah, they're going to get paid. They're going to get paid a percentage because Dick's Sporting Goods is a wholesaler and they're buying it to sell it retail to you. So they have to give a part of their piece of their financial money that they make on it back to Stanley. This is a done for you business, a business in a box. When you buy this business in a box, it's a done for you pre-built website that you simply decide to take to market. Now, the reason that I love this is because I'm a realtor and realtors always want to be branding. We always want our own marketing space, right? So this is where you fit in, realtors. You get to have your own domain name, your own clever, cute little hook, right? Now, don't create friction. If your name's Sherry or Brittany, let's not use your name because there's 10 ways to spell that, right? But let's not create friction, but instead come up with 3 words that describe what it is that you're doing and what you're selling so that you have a recognizable domain, somewhat of a memorable domain, because the distractions that people are, well, let's just put it this way. The time that you have to catch somebody's attention is like 2 seconds. 2 seconds. And so you have to think about it this way. You're looking for your perfect customer. Your perfect customer is who you were just 5 years ago. Your perfect customer for people who have had to work 2 and 3 and 4 jobs and have missed out on every little football game that your kid had, or dance recital, or solo, or swimming lessons. You have missed those memories and missed those moments. And so this is for people who want to get their time back. You guys, we are Gen Xers. My baby boomers that are out there, I love you guys too. My parents are baby boomers. My grandparents are a little older now. I mean, I only have one left actually. So that's not necessarily who I'm talking to, but I'm talking to my Gen Xers. I'm talking to the people who have been working for 20 years. About 4 years ago, I'll never forget. Let me tell you a story. About 4 years ago, I had like 5 or 6 people just out of nowhere from Sulphur Springs High School call me and be like, oh my God, I hate my career. I got to get into real estate, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to say, really? Like, do you know what you're getting into? Because real estate is made, I think, to look like HGTV, makes it look like it's all perfect, rainbows and panda bears and unicorns. But it's really a very bootstrap business, like feet on the floor, generating business, generating leads. It's a lot of no's. So if you're not used to hearing no, you're going to have a hard time being in the real estate business. But what I have here is a rejection-free business. This is a rejection-free business. So while I'm doing my real estate career, which pays me very nicely sometimes when the market's doing good, but what I also have behind the scenes is my my automated business, my 24/7 automated business that's working for me while I sleep, while I eat, while I shower, while I walk, while I'm showing property. This is a business that's working for me. How is that possible? Well, when you have a landing page, this is a landing page also known as a sales page, right? So when I'm talking to you, you're going to go up here and like me, follow me, share me. Please follow me because I definitely have some big goals this week. You're going to go up here to dailywealthonline.com. It's going to take you here because you're smart and you understand where the world is going and you want to be proactive. You are going to put your email in here and then you're going to watch a video. And then you may not have time to watch it right now. Fine. Go ahead and put your email here. It'll be in your inbox when you get home. Then watch the video. Take some notes. Then you know what? It's going to blow your mind what you're going to see because it's going to be new to you. And just because it's new doesn't mean it's scary or untrue, right? Just because it's new doesn't mean it's scary or untrue. Just because it's new, it's something that you aren't even aware of. And you already know because we just had this conversation that the world is being, there's pattern interrupt happening. Yes. Remember my story about my guy who I was working with, who was a buyer, and he said, oh, I'm not going to lose my job. Not going to lose my job. All of a sudden he shows up to work. We had to stop looking at property because his job was eliminated by a cool new tool that his company was working on behind the scenes to bring an AI business in to eliminate 12 people in his department. This is happening all over the place. This isn't just in one city. So what are you going to do to be proactive about that? What if you go to work this month? What if Friday? I mean, it's Tuesday, right? What if you go to work on Friday and you get a slip on your desk that says, hey guys, thank you for your service. You've been great. Thanks for your 22 years. We appreciate you. We're going to give you a nice little severance package, but we need all your stuff out of here by 3 o'clock today. Don't show up on Monday, right? Like what? Like how come nobody is telling me about this all week long, right? So what if that happens to you? What are you going to do? Are you going to dress up your Indeed resume and hope that one of these cats are going to look at your resume? Come on. You and I both know that these people who have these resume.com businesses, they have like 700 resumes. They don't look at any of them. I really doubt it. I've seen the inside of operations and I know what it's about. Nobody's looking at that stuff. It sits on a desk for 6 months. So are you prepared to live off of unemployment for 6 months before your, desperation kicks in and then you got no money coming in and then, oh, by the way, then you got another 6 months if you wanted to start a new career and that takes momentum and you can't just get into business and expect it to work automatically, right? It's called putting a little time in, you're finding your perfect customer, putting yourself out there. And it takes time for those things to happen. But that's the thing. So how do I do this running a business and running a digital marketing business? So I want to talk a little bit about focus. I know it's hard to juggle work and family time. You're always on the go, realtors, constantly meeting clients, spending long hours on the job. But what if I told you there's a way to earn substantial income in just 2 hours a day? So I've explained to you what it is that this is, right? This is a business in a box. I have a landing page. I'm telling you to go here to put your email in. Once you put your email in, now I can communicate with you about the next webinar. Because in my opinion, the most smart thing to do would be to watch the webinar with our founder, bring your questions to this webinar, have them answered. Not only will it allow you to see what this is about for your own eyes, it'll give you a feeling of, oh my gosh, this is great. I understand what it is that I'm doing. If that's not enough, hang out another week. I'll invite you to another webinar. Take a look at it. If it's for you, great. If it's not, simply hit unsubscribe. You never have to see me again. It's not that big of a deal. All I want to do is share with you a message of hope, a message of you can do this. This will get you there. And it's really not that big of a deal to add just 2 hours a day to your life to build a business that in 3 to 6 months could actually take over and give you an option of what it is that you're doing now and create memories in your family, allow you to be present in your home, allow you to not have to blame work and overtime for I gotta work. I mean, it's amazing. Hey there, make sure you like, follow, share me. I'm just giving you guys a little talk, but I want you to understand, I didn't realize, I guess what I should say is I hear the conversations that are going on around me. And when I'm talking to people just on the fly, like for instance, there's this diner that's right around the corner from us. We found this diner, I don't know, maybe like 2 months ago, and we love it. We love it. And so after church on Sunday, we went to this diner, and it just blew my mind when I'm talking to the waitresses because we want to get to know the staff. We want to be locals. We want to be recognized. We want to, you want to go where everybody knows your name, right? Like you want that attention. You want to be known where you show up. And the conversations that I'm having with the last, we've had three waitresses so far, right? There was Sandra, then there was, I believe, I can't remember this last one's name, but who? Miss B. And then I believe the last one was Linda. And we walked in and we saw Linda and we're like, hey, Linda, we hugged her. And it was like 45 minutes or an hour before closing time. And she's like, oh, I'm off. I'm off. And we talked to her the last time and she has to, drive in from Rockwall. And if you know where Dallas is, what a nightmare to have to go over that bridge every day to work. And she's been working there for 30 years. But this is what I'm telling you. I didn't realize how many people are just, oh, I got to work. Oh, I got to work. I can't call in. I got to go. And this other lady that helped us yesterday or Sunday, she's obviously got hip issues. And we overheard her telling another table that, she came home from work. She sat in her recliner and was there for 8 hours and passed out. And so it just broke my heart. It broke my heart because I have no idea how many people are just living paycheck to paycheck until I got to witness it with my own eyes. And the thing is this, I know family members and people who are going through that right now, and they're struggling. And here's the thing, what if you were to just take a chance on who it is that you are? What if you just took a chance on who it is that you are as a person? You already have a following. You're already an influencer. Why are you an influencer? I don't understand. Well, if you already post things about your children on Facebook, if you already post things about parties at your house, you have a following. And the cool thing about sales is when I got into sales the first time, usually one of the first things they hand you a sheet of paper, and it's usually listed at about 100 names. And they say, okay, you ready to make some success, you guys? They got this big hurrah and they're cheering you on. Yes, yes, let's go, let's go. All right, take out a sheet of paper, write down 100 people that you personally know and you can call today, and you can tell them that you're in the real estate business and you're ready to go. And everybody's kind of like, well, I don't really know 100 people. Really? That's funny. Pick up your phone, open your contacts. What's that number say up there? Mine says 6,743 people in my contacts that are in my Rolodex that have personally met me, talked to me, done business with me, asked me a question, or have been in communication with me at some point in my life. I've been in sales since I was 23 years old. So I knew to do that, right? I knew to make sure that those people never left me. But the thing is this, have I utilized that list to benefit me financially? No, I haven't. What am I getting ready to do? What I'm getting ready to do is because I'm being shown a done for me business, done with me business. The first step with my legacy builder program that I bought was a business in a box. So I wanted to go ahead and just buy the business, understand what it is that I'm selling, put it out there to the world, be successful with it. My next step, my chapter 2 of this business is to take it to my real estate world and automate my business on the real estate side. I have landing pages. Like I own so many domains. I cannot wait to throw it out here on Travis Street, and I sell houses on travisstreet.com, right? I cannot wait to do that because not only is my digital business going to thrive, and it's a no nonsense business, it's a no rejection business. My digital marketing business is a no rejection business. It is a no follow up business. Why? Because I automated it. Hey there, like, follow, share me, because I automated my business. I don't have to talk to these people. I'm not trying to sell my friends and family, but what I am doing is I am putting myself on Facebook because I know 3,000 people on Facebook that may be hurting, struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, and need a fishing line for hope, right? This is a simple process that you get into, and you spend 2 hours a day on your business, have a CEO mindset, and be coachable. And that's it. Be coachable. It is a done for you business, a done with you business. So when I bought my digital marketing business, I got instant access to these modules. And this module was simply going through, hooking up my domain. Because I'm an entrepreneur by heart, I already have a entrepreneurial spirit. I was so excited to get to create my own domain name. So if you have a name like Jonathan or Stephanie, I wouldn't use that in your domain name just because that would create friction. And you don't want to create friction when you're trying to communicate over a simple domain name to remember. Because when you go and talk and tell your story out there to the world, you want them to remember Daily Wealth Online. Why? Because I get paid daily. Wealth is wisdom, and it's an online business. And my name is Ashley Westbrook. So I'm all over the internet because I already understand what this is. I'm a realtor by trade, but the real estate industry is inconsistent with paying me right now. The real estate industry is not loving me back. Why? Because I can't control interest rates. I can't control inflation. I can't control it's an election year. These things are out of my control, but what that does is it affects my income. And Ashley Westbrook has big, big goals of retiring at 55. She's 44 now, 17 years into her real estate career. And the income that's coming in is not lining up and consistent with my goals and dreams, right? So I had to be proactive and figure out a way for me to make a supplemental income that allows me to still do what it is that I love, real estate, and also allows me to build a rejection-free business on the internet.com that is evergreen, that's going to be out there forever. And I have this landing page that's out there working for me. This is my page that's out there working for me 24/7. So all I have to do is show up 2 hours a day, tell you about what it is that I have. And then if you're curious enough and you like and know and trust what it is that I have to say is going to fix your problem, is going to solve your problem, then you can take the step forward and you can make the decision to change your family's life. And if it's not for you, simply unsubscribe. You never have to see me again, right? But most people that are Gen Xers like me, 14, 17 years in the business, 44, I am like, I'm nervous because I know that I've got about 20 more years worth of working. And oh, by the way, AI is being introduced right now, and it has been introduced. It's been around since 1996, actually. I talked to Howard Letson with LinkedIn, and he's been in the AI business since 1996. I had no idea. But that's the thing. So I just introduced you the online sales process that allows you to work efficiently and effectively. I've highlighted the benefits: more family time, less stress, financial freedom, and possibly having an opportunity to walk away from one of your careers in just a few months. And then I want to give a brief overview of how the system works, which I have, right? I take you to this landing page, you put your email in, you watch the videos, and I want you to get started. If it's not for you, then don't do it. But the good thing is this: watch the video, take notes, write notes, come to the next webinar. We do a Zoom call, usually in the PM hour. Actually, you know what? It's usually at noon. It kind of fluctuates. We'll probably have access to that today. But if you want to like, follow, share me, I'll be back here tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I want to make sure that you have access to that link. The only way I can send you access to the link, because here's the deal: there's copycats out there. Now, I'm not going to email you. I'm not going to DM you. I'm not going to talk to you on TikTok unless you ask me a question. But the thing is this: if you have any questions whatsoever, go to dailywealthonline.com. My email is in there. You can respond back to me. That's the way I communicate with you guys, right? So this landing page is how it works. Now, I want to emphasize the importance of taking action now. Don't wait any longer to take control of your time and income, because the more quality time you have with your family, attending your kids' events, and still making a great family, is more memories that you create. And let's be honest, the world is working around us quickly, right? It's changing quickly. If you haven't noticed a pattern disruption or a pattern interruption in where we are in our lives, then I think that I just want to encourage you to open your eyes. Open your eyes and spend a little time on yourself and improving what it is that's going on, because time goes by so quickly. And here it is, already July something. July what? We're almost done with the month. You guys, I started this business April 13th, and I cannot believe the growth that I've had, the confidence in who it is that I am as a woman again, because I'll tell you, COVID took that away from the whole world. There's just something that COVID did, and it stagnated us all. It turned us into a lazy population, right? I noticed that and recognized that this week at church. Our church burned. It was national news. Our church historic sanctuary burned on Friday of last week. We had service at a convention center in downtown Dallas, and you should have seen the people that showed up. It was probably more. If I had to get into my pastor's head, I would have assumed that he would have said that this is probably the biggest crowd since COVID 2020, COVID 2019. And boy, I tell you what, there's nothing like losing a crowd when you bring up the Lord. And I don't care, because I love the Lord, and I'm going to say it anyways. This is a TikTok outline for focus intentionality. So how do I stay intentional about what it is that I'm creating content with, right? So one way that you can do it is you can come up with weekly themes, because I will say that although the content part is just 2 hours a day, it does help you to maximize, what's the word I'm looking for? Hang tight. It does help you to master a 2-hour workday. Now, when you first get started in digital marketing, it may seem a little overwhelming. Why? Because growth and change is hard. It's hard, it's a new habit. We're 40 something. We're 40 something and 50 something, and we pretty much are set in our ways. But that's the thing. I didn't know how difficult it was going to be for me to be coachable, and I have already been set in my ways, because I will tell you this. You know what? I guess you could say I'm a little confident. Let's just put it that way. I guess you could say I'm a little confident in my last few years of doing real estate and understanding the market and being able to understand supply and demand and all the things. So I was lacking in the coachable part. So I had to go within myself, take a look at who it was that I was and what I wanted, and look at my goals. And my goals are this, you guys. I need I need this to work. It has to work. I am not going to not let it work, right? I know it can work. People around me have been making income online for many, many years, and I've spent $10,000 trying to figure it out. And finally, we are just in a time where it has become streamlined enough and simple enough that someone saw where it is that we were hurting and put it together in a box. So, now, not to add any more responsibility to your week, but one of the ways that I do, I don't do it every week. Let's just be transparent. I haven't done it every week, but I have done it a couple of times. And wow, when I've done it this way, my life has been so simple. So if you're dedicated enough, and I think this is just one of those things that happens while you go, remember, you're buying a business, but you got to show up like it's a job, right? 2 hours a day. I need you to have a CEO mindset, be coachable, and spend 2 hours a day on your business. Okay. So how do you do that? You can do it by sitting down twice a week and developing a content strategy platform. One of the ways that you can do that is come up with themed content days of the week, right? Like, for instance, you could post a motivational Monday, and you can post an inspirational story or come up with a content idea that is associated with your business. And you could do something like this: an inspirational quote or story. Here's a content idea. Share an inspiring quote or personal story about overwhelming challenges. Relate it to real estate or digital marketing to motivate your audience to start their week positively, right? I messed up that word. What about Tech Tip Tuesdays? Educational tips and tricks. Content idea: provide valuable ideas and tips related to real estate, digital marketing, or balancing both. What if you have another job that you have to work right now while you're doing this business? There's a girl on here, Candy, if you're out there, you inspire me. She's 57 years old. She's been working in the corporate world for 20 something years. And she sometimes comes to us when she's talking to our community and talking to us about our done with you, done for you business. And she's like, you guys, this is so simple. She's like, every Saturday I get up, I do my live, like while I'm at work, I can post my content. She has got it down to a T. And I believe her goal is eventually to walk away from her original corporate, world, but she may just be doing it to increase what it is that they have in their retirement account, to give them money for vacations and memories that they might otherwise not have been able to take. So there's a lot of people that are in here who do have more than one job right now. And the goal is this: the goal is to take one of those jobs away, or the goal is to give you back that time, because most people who have a second job have to physically or somehow remotely put their time in to work that job. And that's time away from doing what it is that you want to do. So the name of the game is to have a business that you can operate for just 2 hours a day from your own phone. You have water bills, electric bills, HOAs, pool pump bills, electric, what else? Cell phones, internet, electricity. Like, you have all these bills that come out of your cell phone, that come out of your bank account every month. Why not have reoccurring income coming in based off of learning a digital product within our builder community, within our legacy builder community, who's going to teach you a done for you business, done with you? And oh, by the way, we're going to teach you other ways to make income online too. But I don't want to overwhelm you. I simply want to surprise you and show you what everything is going in our community. There are ways for you to make affiliate income. Have you ever wanted to know how to do that? Well, we'll show you how to do that. But I think the most important thing is to figure out how to sell your $900 product, because $900 makes a lot more sense to make money that way than a $25 make 10% commission and make, $200 to $300 a month, right? So the thing is this: my name is Ashley. I'm with dailywealthonline.com. Please like, follow, share me. If you have any questions, let me know. If you don't, then or if you want to come to the webinar that we have this week, I need you to go to dailywealthonline.com, enter your email, watch the video. If it's for you, great. If it's not, simply unsubscribe. You never have to see me again. But if it's for you and you have more questions, watch the video again. Write down all your questions. Then come to our Zoom, come to our webinar that we have for free, and look to see what it is that is involved in our community. We have so many amazing people that are here to hold your hand and do it with you, because this is a done with you business. Now, don't get me wrong. You can't just come in and sign up for this thing and think that you're going to make money. And that's the thing that's really frustrating, because if that's what you think this is, then you don't have a CEO mindset. This isn't for you. This isn't for you. There may be other programs out there that are a little less, a little less money, but those kind of courses and programs are going to leave you frustrated, not complete. They're not going to hook your system up. They're not going to teach you the full side of getting into digital marketing. So if that's who you think this business is, this isn't for you. This is way high level. But this is for you if you are wanting to change your outcome and your family are consistent, and you know that you could spend an additional 2 hours a day on your business and look down in just 3 to 6 months and have a 6-figure income. That's what we're doing with this dailywealthonline.com. So please go to dailywealthonline.com, enter your email. Let me know that you want to come to the webinar this week. I'll make sure you get the links. And I appreciate you guys for stopping by. See you